Hello everyone, I'm Anshika and today we are here on this channel with another problem, that is maximum subarray sum. We'll be looking at this problem with the most optimized solution, that is the Kadane's algorithm. Through this algorithm we can solve this problem in linear time complexity, that is big O of n, and we'll start by understanding the problem first and then looking on to the algorithm, that is our Kadane's algorithm. Then we'll be looking at solving this problem on the LeetCode platform and then submitting our solution. So let's begin with this. So first of all, we have to calculate the maximum subarray sum. Now you'll be wondering what a subarray is. So basically, if we have an array and there are basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. For example, we have this array. So this subarray means it is equivalent to the subset. For example, if we have a set of natural numbers and suppose we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 is going to be subset of this whole set of natural numbers. So equivalently, our subarray is the basically subset of the array that is given to us. So in this we will have subarray 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can also have the subarray 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We can also have 1, 2, 3 or just 2, 3 or just 4, 5, 6. We can have so many subarrays of this whole array. So what we have to do is calculate the maximum subarray sum. Means we have to find the subarray that is going to have the maximum sum in the array that is given. Mind you that it is not necessary for all the values to be positive like in this example. Our values can be somewhat like this. That is 3, minus 4, 5, 4, minus 1, 7 and minus 8. So I've taken this example as it will help you understand this problem in a better way. So first of all, I'd like to tell that if we add a small positive number to a big positive number, we are still going to get a positive number. But if we add a small negative number to a big positive number, we are going to get a positive number because the negative number is going to be small. On the other hand, if we add a big negative number to a small positive number, we are going to get a negative value. And that is going to be a problem because if we get a negative value, then that negative value will contribute towards minimizing the sum of the subarray that we want. Also, if we add a negative value to a negative value, the sum is going to be a negative value. So we have to avoid this case in our solution. So here I have written the code, or you should say the pseudocode for printing all the subarrays that are present in the array 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So in this case we use 3 nested loops in order to print our subarrays that are present. But using the Kadane's algorithm that we are to discuss now, we can propose the solution for our problem in linear time complexity, and that is going to be our goal for today, that we solve this problem with linear time complexity. So for that matter, I would like to say that let's take the example of this array only. Let me just remove all of this. Yeah. So in this array, if we have all of these numbers, let's first we will take two variables, that is our current sum and maximum sum. We're going to initialize current sum with 0 and maximum sum with minus infinity. That is our int min. Okay, we use both of these variables in order to calculate our maximum sum, and then we'll return the maximum sum of the subarray. So in Kadane's algorithm, we basically traverse the whole array, that is one by one we go to each element and so on, and we find the sum of adjacent elements that form the subarray. So first of all, we'll apply a loop for I is equals to 0 to n being the total number of elements in the array. When we go to each element, as the current sum is 0, we add the value of each element that is of the current element, to the current sum variable. So if I am on 3, that is my current sum. Then if I move to -4, then my current sum value will be 3 plus -4. And then when I go on to 5, then my current sum will be 3 plus -4 plus -5. Sorry, plus 5. So yes, we'll just do this. So over here we'll use a for each loop instead, that is int value, and if on the array that we have. Okay, inside this loop, the first thing we have to do is add the value of our current value to the variable current sum. So we'll add our value. Then what we're supposed to do is, once we get the value of current sum, we will compare with maximum sum whether our current sum value is larger or our maximum sum value is larger. So we are going to use the max function to compare between current sum and our max sum, and we store that value in max sum variable. So every time we go to an element and we calculate the sum up to that element, we compare whether the sum till now is maximum or not, and if it is not maximum, then if we also get a condition that if the current sum value in some case is less than 0 or it becomes negative, in that case we reinitialize the value of current sum to 0, because we don't want a value to go in the negative and increase in the negative way, because in that case we won't be able to get our answer and we won't be able to find the maximum sub of array that we are supposed to do. Okay, wait. So yeah, after this condition, what we are supposed to do is we return the value of maximum sum. Problem on LeetCode. This is problem number 53, that is maximum subarray. It says that we have given an integer array nums and we have to find the subarray with the largest sum and return the value of the sum. So as we have discussed, we first take two variables, initialize them with 0 and maximum sum with int min. Okay, then we use a for each loop, int val in nums. In this loop, what we're going to do is we take our current sum, we add the value that we are to the current sum, and then we check if which value is greater, whether our current sum value or our maximum sum value, and then we store it inside the variable max sum. By doing this, what we can see is every time we are on an element, we understand that if that element or the sum up to that element is going to be maximum or not, and if it's, then we go to the other element and then we check if that's maximum, and hence we at till the end of the array we get the idea that which sub array sum is the maximum. And if the current sum at some point is negative, we make sure that we initialize the current sum to 0 value again, so that we don't come to a point where our current sum value is negative, and we don't want that negative value in our answer. And hence after the for loop we return the value of maximum sum. So now we run the solution that we have. We have passed all the test cases. Then we submit this. As you can see, we have completed this question. Now we'll look at another question in the next video. Thank you very much.